Okay. And I say some because not all of them, not everybody is intertwined with their opposite sign. But let's go and see what's going on. That's you. Oh my gosh. Y'all are being asked to be real because it's stressing you out. Alright? And I'm not saying like y'all are lying or something like, or anything like that, like people always say that you guys are doing, which is not ever the case. Y'all just, you're all very similar to the Knight of Cups, aka Pisces, which say something in the moment, and that's because you truly authentically mean that in the moment, but that doesn't mean that you feel that same way or think that same way or say what you say the same in a second minute, because you're dealing with two different twins. Alright, it's just whatever. People don't get it, but it's okay. It's okay, Gemini. I get it. Okay? But no, I feel like you're gonna have to be real with people because it's stressing you out. Anyway, the underlying energy is the Seven of Cups. So we already talked about confusion. We already talked about things that are uncertain here. Things that just maybe be too good to be true, right? Or the illusion of things being too good to be true. But the thing here is, Gemini, in the past you had the Magician, so there was a period in which you could handle it. You still can handle it. You never not become the Magician. That's the thing, guys. And I wanted you guys to remember this, because every time you come up to a situation you feel like you can't handle it, remember what number 1 is. The very first card after this Fool, which is already 0, right? So like that's the Fool. He was jumping up in there and like, hey, I got all my stuff. But you realize the Magician, because I mean, I don't know if y'all noticed though, but the Magician pulled all those elements out of the Fool's bag. Like he already had that stuff in there. He already had the stuff, the tools that he needed. That's in the Magician. I'm gonna show you. See how this is the chalice, is just the cups, the sword. Okay, the air signs. The wands. That's that talks about the fire, the passion, and then you have the pentacles, which is the reality, realness, and the tangible. He pulled all that stuff out of the Fool's bag, right? Like, I was doing some research, and I mean, I was figuring out like that. The Fool had all that stuff from the very beginning. So right now, guys, it's like you're never ever unprepared. You're never ever going into a situation and you don't have the tools to handle it. It may feel like it, and you may be learning and realizing that you have different muscles that you have to exercise. But that's pretty much it. Now, getting on to your reading here, you have Temperance. So Temperance is coming up here talking about moderation and all things. So y'all just doing your own thing, handling your own business, doing what you know that you need to do, just doing the best you can. Okay. And I do feel like with Temperance coming up, I do get this feeling that like there is this, this balance, this harmony that's going on within your life right now, within you, right? Or at least in your circle, in your world right now. Things are kind of in the process of either healing and some harmonies being replenished. I do feel like, however, y'all want to move. Y'all want to get away from the situation. You at least want to get through a transition from a situation that wasn't necessarily the best, but it was familiar. You guys want to see new horizons, start fresh. Uranus is in your 12th house, so I can understand it. All right. So with that being said, the thing here is y'all want to move or get out of a situation before it's even finished yet. So the world is talking about there's something not done, and it's because obviously there's a need for closure. That's why the world is coming up. When justice is here with the world, there's something that needs to be cleaned up. There's some things that need to be just kind of wrapped up and said, no. We need to address this, Gemini. Okay. Somebody may have done you wrong. You may have done somebody else wrong, or there's just some disagreements or some misunderstandings that need to just be sorted out. Either way, where you guys want to go, it's understandable and it's totally acceptable. You can make this happen. You can go wherever you want to. But the thing here is, it's just some unfinished business that needs to be sorted out and some closure to be put down. So that way there can be a true transition. There can be a real moving forward for something. But if there has been some things that haven't been sorted out, you're going to keep running into hiccups no matter where you go, no matter where you hide. So what is that required to do? Will be the Queen of Swords right now. You're going to have to just be you, be straight up, be honest, be direct, be just the Queen of Swords, right? You don't have to be brutal, right? Obviously, right? When the Queen of Swords, she can be very gentle, but brutal when she needs to be. So it's like almost picking your battles with the Queen of Swords. She doesn't need to be. She doesn't need to be like hardcore badass woman. at every situation. So this is definitely not what I'm saying. You don't have to cut nobody up if you don't want to, Gemini, okay? But this is talking about being true to yourself, being honest and open with yourself, speaking your truth and your truth only, all right? Because you don't want to be like, you know, and you don't want to be like, you know, accommodating. Because I know Libra weighs the pros and cons, but she is justice, okay? Libra is justice. So even you have to kind of just go with what your truth is and have that be your deciding factor. But to be honest, be willing to release what doesn't make sense, right? We'll release whatever is going to be keeping you back. But ultimately, it's the closure aspect that's coming up to this. And it's going to require communication. It's going to require talking, and you just going to being who you are and being true to yourself, as well as coming at the situation with an open mind and open heart. Because right now you're stressed out with this situation that closed up. You're still dealing with it with justice coming up. All right, it's still dealing with it. The world is not over yet. There's still uncertainty. There's still like situations that are going down, and you don't really know where it's going to lead, to be honest with you. And I feel like it has a lot to do with just some things that's not closed up. Some things are just not really hashed out in the way it needs to be hashed out to at least give you closure. Because who cares about the other person getting closure, right? At the end of the day, you're the one that's suffering. You're the one that's losing sleep at night, feeling stressed out, getting anxiety. Who cares? You have to take care of it for yourself at this point. They can just, they can step off. The hopes and fears, though, is the four of Pentacles. So y'all, I don't know. I know what this means. It means you're holding back. It means that you're not really opening up and you're afraid to step out of that comfort zone and kind of have a conversation with this individual potentially. It's a very scary situation to kind of have a conversation with somebody that you feel is either very difficult to talk to with the Queen of Swords there, or someone that's very argumentative, someone that's very, I don't know. But the thing here is, what the part that's getting me I don't know what to say is that I don't know if it's I don't know. It's a scariness. It's a scare that you don't want to say the wrong thing, or you don't want to come off too harsh. What's going on? Why? What? Is it because you feel vulnerable going out and apologizing to somebody, or is it that you feel vulnerable communicating with somebody and asking for an apology? It's either way. It's this card here is saying that even though you have a stable place, you're still afraid to make the moves necessary to expand, to make your life bigger. And it could be because of stress, it could be because of an unfinished situation, but you have everything you need and everything there right here, right now to take care of the situation. You don't worry about holding back. Don't worry about what could happen, because focus on what's happening now with Temperance, right? Focusing on what's happening now. Focus on every moment, every day, and every second, right in this moment, not focus on the future. And I feel like that's what the Seven of Cups is coming up here, because you could be looking at these cups and where does this all lead? Where am I gonna go with half of this? Who cares, right? Right now, just focus on what you need to do at this moment. What do you feel is right for you to get yourself in a better place emotionally, so you can be able to do what you want to do here, whether it is physically move on from a situation and be free finally, to finally wrap this up. Now, with your outcome, you have the Nine of Cups. So this talks about you getting exactly what you want. This is talking about being happy and being content with what you are, where you are, and what your dreams are. And it's perfect for you. I love that. And I feel like everything is, everything happens for a reason. I feel like it's more importantly showing you how actually tough and strong you are, and how well you are at handling situations that may be a little bit toxic, may be a little bit difficult. But at the end of the day, you guys are stronger and better than ever, okay? And I really feel like the situation is trying to remind you of this, trying to remind you that you are the badass of one of the badasses of the zodiac, okay? And you are witty, you are very intelligent, you are very capable and very good at communicating your needs, your wants. Even though people may label you as kind of crazy and kooky and unreliable, or whatever they like to say about you, Gemini, you are good at communicating, and you are good at living your truth. You know your truth is. detach and handle it, right? It's time to detach from your emotions. You're in the season now where you don't have to look at your emotions anymore. I mean, Leo season is talking about looking at your emotions to do what you need to do. That makes a little sense to you, to be honest with yourself and being authentic. But at this moment, if you're talking about clarity, you know what you need to do to be happy. You know what you want. Then you can go ahead and then detach and do the hard work. Do the work that may not be exactly that pleasurable, okay? Let's see what's going down here with your whispers of love, okay? See what's happening here with your whispers of love. Whispers of love for y'all. What's going on with whispers of love for you guys? What's the whispers of love saying for you guys? What's the whispers of love saying for you guys? What's the whispers of love saying for you guys? What's the whispers of love saying for you guys? What's the whispers of love saying for you guys this week? What's happening? Woo, okay, and it says the only thing that is real is love. Shift your focus from the problem back to love. It means focus on the present right now. That's what it means. Focus on you. Focus on what you need to do. Focus on now. Everything that's real is happening now. Everything that can come will happen now. Okay, everything that will come is influenced by what happens now. So it's important to focus on now. The now. It's always important to focus on the now. And when you do that, right, you feel more liberated, you'll feel better. You'll get this 9 of Cups. I feel it. All right, y'all. What does the wisdom of the Oracle have to say for y'all? What's the wisdom of the Oracle say for you guys this week? What's the wisdom of the Oracle say for you guys this week? Well, all that glitters. Straight right where it usually is going to sit at, too. I put it right here, too. It's crazy. It's crazy how this stuff works. And underneath here is Yang, so it's very interesting. That talks about taking action and doing the work, just doing it. And that's what I'm saying. Y'all just need to do it. If you need to, detach and do it. You can do it. But all that glitters is talking about looking very closely at a situation, getting the details before kind of jumping in with just all, the surface stuff, right? Because everything can look pretty darn either messy or just absolutely fabulous. But you want to take a closer look at something. You want to really dig in there with the information. You want to kind of be a Virgo about it. Which is your kind of like your sign, your sister sign in a way of the planets. Now, they're Earth signs. Virgos are Earth signs, but y'all share the same planet, which is Mercury. So that's why I said that. But, like, here's the thing, though. This is also very similar to the 7 of Cups, right? It's not just uncertainty, but also looking very closely and not being dazzled by the appearance of something, right? Because you guys are really good at gaining information. You're really good at looking, at gaining information. And you have a certain aspect about you that's the reason why Virgo is really good at it, to be able to look at a situation and pick it apart. Right now, if you have all the information, go in and serve, right? Not serve, but like justice to serve it, right? You know what I mean? Just like chop that stuff up. But if in regards to the situation, looking very closely at the situation, look very deeply at the situation. Right now, the Nine of Swords and the 7 of Cups both talk about two very similar things. It's uncertainty, really. And the reason why the 9 of Swords is uncertainty is because this person here has got his fingers, has got his hands covering his face, so he doesn't see what's going on. He doesn't really see what's really happening. He's just stressed out about stuff because it's in his head. It's not really exactly anything going on right now, physically going on with him. Because externally from him, he's out just sitting up out of bed, not being able to sleep, just covering his face, just in distress. Because his mind is going crazy. Don't let your mind go crazy. Just, you gotta see what's truly there. Really do what you need to do by looking in. That's why being in the moment is so important, because you're focusing on what is there, what's real, what's solid in the moment, what's tangible, and what's there to really work with. And then the stress will eliminate itself. I really feel that way. I feel like the stress will definitely dissipate, and you'll be able to know what you truly need to do about a situation that needs to be cleared up, or a situation that's not over yet, or a situation that needs closure, right? Because you have all the information. You have everything that you need to get through this.